Look at the Lakers, what's wrong with them?
Now I ride with a paid chauffeur because I'm way dope. I better stay sober. I paint pictures. You
Good Thursday morning. You know, the Jazz moved from New Orleans to Utah following the 1978-79 season. And I got to say, it might be time to move off the stance, perhaps, that the Jazz are just some great regular season fad in a league bereft of storylines. And people are saying, we'll wait to see if indeed Utah is just that. I don't know. This game was over last night. This was the marquee game of the NBA. Granted, the Lakers were shorthanded. Keyshawn J. Will Zubin, presented by Progressive Insurance. All of our guests on the Goodyear Hotline. Fellas, I know you spent part of your time watching the game. Key got the nap in yesterday, so you could watch a little bit extra. Jay, I know you sometimes wake up early and watch every second of basketball you can. You didn't need to watch every second yesterday, Jay, because by early third quarter, this thing was over. Jazz by 25 over the Lakers.
So no Anthony Davis, no Dennis Schroeder. I understand that they are depleted manpower-wise, but what I saw last night from the Lakers defensively, it was poop. It was poop, Ron Burgundy. It was poop. It was a lack of effort. And I think if there's anything you extract from that game is that aspect of it, right? Utah shoots 47% from the field, 46% from the three-point line. They made 20-plus threes in that game. They made 50 threes in their last two games. Utah is the best team in the West as of right now, but I don't worry about the Lakers long term because, look, if you get AD back, you get Dennis Schroeder back, offensively they will be fine. But it seemed like defensively they were a JV team last night. I mean, I don't know how many this morning at 3:30 in the morning, I'm watching the tape. I saw Marc Gasol involved in so many pick and rolls, and he was just taken advantage of. I mean, he was taken advantage of in ways that I can't even say because we were a PG network. That's what I saw last night. And I think ultimately that lack of effort is something that LeBron James and company really need to put in check as they move forward.
I don't know if it's a lack of effort. I don't know if it's a lack of effort as much as it is. They may not be a good fit and matched up against the Utah Jazz. The Utah Jazz with the rosters constructed at this particular moment without Dennis on board. Like I said before, they just are not very good. Right now. When you get run out of the building the way that they did, it's a little alarming. A little bit, but they don't have a full arsenal. And you start to try to figure out. If we had everybody, how would it be a little bit different? Would it be a little bit different? LeBron didn't play nearly the minutes that he was playing in the past due to.
Well, he didn't play minutes because he got blown out.
I would say probably due to being blown out a little bit there. So you start to just try to figure out how to fix it. That you start to say, okay, it's something setting in from a tired standpoint as a team. You've now lost a handful of games in a row. Does that start to wear on you mentally? Are you thinking mentally too much out there instead of getting back to the basics? And so. When you allow a team to shoot 45.3% from three, and you're shooting 24%, you're not going to win very many games.
Well, they've been shooting bad from the three-point line. That's a huge indictment on the Lakers, and that's been one of their most troubling issues in the month of February, right? Their lack of three-point shooting. LeBron talked about it in the postgame. But there are things called effort defensively, man. That's one thing that travels every single day. You can bring effort defensively to close out the shooters. Now, with everything being said, you know what I loved about the Utah Jazz last night? Is that when your opponent is injured, you keep your foot on their neck and you don't let them up, no matter how hard they tried. They put them in the dirt last night. They buried them 20 feet under. If there's anything that's a lingering effect for LeBron James and this Laker team, it's the way the Utah Jazz blitzed them last night. The game was over in the second quarter. It was over in the second quarter. If you look the way they were spacing the floor and the effort that the Lakers were giving defensively, LeBron James sat out the entire fourth quarter because it was almost a 30-point lead. So if we want to sit up here and say, well, are the Utah Jazz, are they for real? Even though they've won 22 out of 24 games, tonight's a statement game. The Jazz are for real, and they proved it on a national stage last night by beating the Lakers head into the white meat, Key.
Well, I'm not going to say that. Well, I'm not going to say they are not for real. They are for real. In a 7-game series. In a 7-game series. One-game sample size. One-game sample size when a team is hampered.
It's not a one-game sample size, though, Key. They've won 22 out of 24 games. It's not a one-game sample size.
It's a one-game sample size if you're trying to go at the champions. It's a one-game sample size. Yes, over the course of the season. Over the course of the season, won as many games as you just said. That is not against the Lakers. That is not against the Lakers. That is not against the Clippers. They've got to get through those. They've got to get through those two teams for me. At least for me, jump on and be like, oh yeah, they super for real. They getting ready to go win the championship. Just because they take care of business. That everybody is looked at. Everybody is looked at the perennial champions. The perennial champions and saying that the Lakers are going to do it again. And then they're missing a couple. And then they're missing a couple key components off the team. Off the team. The first thing that we start to think the Lakers are less than. The Lakers are less than. Utah's all of a sudden the juggernaut of the NBA or the juggernaut of the West. I'm not ready to say that. I'm not ready to say that just yet.
Yeah, no. Look, at the end of the day, you have to pay them their respect. I mean. All the games from us, they won by double digits.
Yes, they have, but I'm not ready, Jay. But I'm not ready to push them at the top just because their record indicates that.
I'm not saying that translates to them winning the whole thing or them coming out of the West. At the end of the day, it's still, if the Lakers are fully healthy, the question is, will AD be available? That's the question for the Lakers. Because Dennis Schroeder is not enough. Dennis Schroeder and Montrezl Harrell, not enough. You need AD. If AD isn't there at the end of the day, if he tweaks that Achilles again and he happens to be out, you will see the Utah Jazz and the Clippers in the Western Conference Finals.
Clearly, if the Lakers are missing Robin the Batman, it's going to be a little bit different than we saw several years ago. In the East. Take care of business and put a team on his back. The West is a lot stronger. It's going to be difficult. Yeah, it's going to be difficult. But I'm assuming AD is going to be healthy now. A month and a half from now. Where the Lakers are getting back to where they were prior to his injury.
Here's what I'm trying to do if I'm the Lakers, because matchup-wise, I'm not trying to see Utah until we get to the Western Conference Finals. Because of the way they play, because of small ball, and how big the Lakers are, Marc Gasol, Montrezl Harrell, even if you do have AD back, it's not a great matchup for them due to spacing and the way Utah can shoot threes. So I'm trying to say, hey, if I'm the Lakers, like I'm trying to see the Clippers or somebody else, potentially before we get to the Western Conference Finals. I don't think that's the matchup the Lakers want to see.
Lakers have lost 4 in a row. Let's quickly hear from LeBron James.
Well, obviously, we all got to do a better job, in our own individual self, and that will carry on to the team, and and pick up in AD's and Dennis, absence. We just hit a rough patch, and it happens throughout the course of a season. You don't want it to happen, but when it does, I think it defines character. It challenges you, and you just get ready for the bounce back. So you learn from tonight, learn from the previous games, and then get ready for next week.
You learn from it, and you learn from it, and you hit a rough patch. He's right about everything. He's right about everything.
I'll give you one quick point on the Lakers and one quick point on the Jazz, and then we will shift to the NBA in our next segment. A reminder, we start the day with the Jazz statement win over the Lakers. Start the day brought to you by Indeed. Indeed helps you hire great people fast. Indeed.com/credit. Here's the thing with the Lakers. Next up for them tomorrow night, ESPN, they'll take on the Blazers a couple days after LeBron essentially said Dame was one of the most disrespected players in the league. So that's a good storyline to watch. And the other one for the Jazz is this. Jay mentioned they hit 53s in their last 2 games. So in their last game, they have a franchise record, 28 threes, and then they follow it up with a win that's going to get the attention of the other 29 franchises in the NBA. And if I could just say this, could have had a triple-double for Donovan Mitchell, could have had a triple-double for Mike Conley. Both were oh so close last night. And I just got to be the 1 millionth person to say this, because Mike Conley has got to be the best player in the NBA that has not made the All-Star game. He was snubbed again
Facts,
2 days ago. I mean, the guy's just done an unbelievable job. They thought he was done in Memphis. They thought he would never fit in Utah. And he has just been nothing but terrific. Yes, I know Game 7, the Nuggets, right, Jay? Everything in the bubble last year. This guy, I don't know what this guy needs to do to get the attention he deserves. Maybe finally this Jazz team playing the way they will finally is putting a spotlight on this.
Mike Conley should have been in for CP3, in my opinion. I would have given it to Mike Conley. And I'm glad that Devin Booker finally got put in the All-Star game. He deserves to be in the All-Star game. He shouldn't have been the replacement for AD. He should have been in the All-Star game.
Yep, and that was the other guy that LeBron said was the most disrespected. He said 2 most disrespected guys in the league, and he put it out individually on Twitter. Devin Booker 1, Dame Dollar 2nd. He'll see the latter tomorrow as part of an ESPN